levels drop, because it's either inhibiting production or facilitating breakdown of estrogen. It may even block estrogen receptors, lowering the activity of the estrogen you do produce. This is in a petri dish, though, but it happens in women as well. They estimate that an effective estrogen-lowering dose of seaweed for an average American woman might be around 5 grams a day, but no one has apparently tried testing it on cancer patients yet. But it has been tried on endometriosis. 3 women with abnormal cycles, 2 of which with endometriosis, volunteered to add a tiny amount of dried powdered bladderwrack, a common seaweed, to their daily diet. It effectively lengthened their cycles and reduced the duration of their periods, and not just by a little. Check out subject number 1. A 30-year history of irregular periods, averaging every 16 days, but adding just a quarter teaspoon of this seaweed powder a day added 10 days onto her cycle, up to 26 days, and a half teaspoon a day brought her up to like 31, nearly doubling the length of her cycle, and they all experienced marked reductions in blood flow and a decreased duration of menstruation. Poor subject number 1 was having periods every 16 days that lasted 9 days long. Can you imagine? After 30 years of this kind of craziness, just a half teaspoon of seaweed a day, and she was having periods just once a month and only lasting about 4 days. And most importantly, in the 2 women suffering from endometriosis, they reported substantial alleviation of their pain. How is that possible? Look at their drop in estrogen levels, a 75% drop after just a quarter teaspoon of seaweed powder a day, 85% after a half teaspoon. Now, obviously, with just a couple women, no control group, we have to do bigger, better studies, but look when this study was published. More than a decade ago, and not a single such study has been published since. Does the research world just not care about women? Millions of women are suffering with these conditions. Who's going to fund it, though? That much seaweed costs less than 5 pennies, so a larger study may never be done. But with no downsides, I would suggest endometriosis sufferers give it a try.